This is Cfbx 92.5 The X, Campus Community Radio, in and serving Kamloops, British Columbia.
Good afternoon, Kamloops, British Columbia. This is Bret, Jolliffe, host of NFT Pop Up Studio Live. I am here today with a fantastic guest. We tried our best to have Vessy on the show last week, but the technology was just not cooperating. It wouldn't happen. That said, we've got her here now, and I'm very excited to say hello. Vessy, Mink, are you here with us in studio today?
Check, check. Am I audible, Bret?
You are audible. I can hear you. I don't care if the city can. You know what matters most is that you and I are connected this time, and this is great news. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the airwaves of Canada, Kamloops, British Columbia, Canada, where we are going to do our best to, win some people over, get some Vessy Mink fans established here in the city. Maybe get a Vessy Mink fan club going. Who knows? How are you?
I'm good. That's very sweet. Thank you for having me, Bret. I've always wanted to be on college radio, and hello to Canada, the beautiful Canucks. I love them, and actually have a lot of family in Canada.
You do? What kind of family? Like parents, cousins? What do you got? Like
I have aunts, uncles, cousins, a lot of cousins all over the place.
Cousins are cousins, yeah.
Montreal, Hudson. So Kamloops, tell me more about that name. I really like that. It makes me think of cereal.
Well, yes, it is very fruity here. Kamloops is the white way of saying Kamloops, which is the First Nations term for meeting of the rivers, because Kamloops is where two rivers collide into one and carry on down their way. We recently burnt down a bridge and threw that into the river as well. I'm not sure what more there is to our history. That's about all I know. We got a fish for a mascot, and we call ourselves the tournament capital, but I've only ever seen like a couple bocce tournaments and maybe a few baseball things going on, so I don't know where exactly we got the nerve to come up with that credential. I think we just, we've got like the neighboring little town, I don't even know what you'd call it. We got Merritt and 100 Mile, these little like tiny little communities around us, and I don't think we can see past them, so we consider ourselves king of a small hill.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah,
that's beautiful. And your wealth of knowledge, Bret. Oh my goodness. To imagine that we met. Has it been 2 years? Has it been 3, Bret? Did we meet 3 years ago?
Yeah.
I cannot remember.
3 years ago?
Oh
I think it's got to, that would be the most it could have possibly been. 2 sounded right. 3 sounds plausible. Plausible.
Was it Clubhouse? Was it X? Was it
wasn't
X Audio
Clubhouse.
Space?
I never was cool enough. I got invited, but I just didn't have.
I don't believe that. You're very cool. So let me know who made you feel that way, and I'll make sure to write them a song of anger.
Oh, really? Spite improvising? I'm into it. Yeah.
I will spite improvise for you. Yes.
I'll put a list together. I've got quite a few people. I've got 7 people that we know.
The spite won't last long, because somehow I'm going to mutate it alchemically through the melodic structure that they actually feel like they need to call you and apologize for the behavior. So
yeah, music's healing, isn't it? This is like a hidden conflict resolution behind this mask of attack. It's like, oh, that's not a weapon. That's a pill. That's a solution right there.
And I agree with you 100%. And most currently, it's one Bitcoin, one song. As Italian singer-songwriter on the blockchain, Violetta Zeroni, knows, she sold one of her songs, not copyright for it, on the blockchain. It was inscribed in BTC, Bitcoin, for one Bitcoin, which is like, I don't know, $63,000. So shout out to Violetta Zeroni and her team. That's just incredible. Can you believe that? I can.
I don't. No, that's insane. One full
Songs
Bitcoin?
Are money, Bret. Songs are money.
Yeah, that's incredibly optimistic, and I do agree. But that's, I mean, how much is too much, though? I mean, would you say $63,000 for one song is inflated value, or
I think what the song stands for is a culture, many generations of where the arts have not been, properly given what they deserve. And if we're going to equate it to modern art, I'm kind of quoting aficionados from the Bitcoin Standard book that I've been reading live on X Spaces to mostly learn myself as well. Reading it with others, it always helps. But I've been reading just about modern art and the value of things in general. So yes, I have to actually purport the question to you now. What is valuable to you? What is the most valuable thing to you, Bret?
Well, the most valuable thing to me is attention, and I do basically everything I do in order to receive more and more. I'd say second to that would be, you know, snacks. I would say the majority of
What kind of snacks do you like?
Oh, what kind of snacks don't I like? I like variety. This is the thing about me, is I like every snack to be different than the last one. So, you know, what one...
Are Canadian snacks better than American snacks?
They're less fatal. They they don't do as much damage to the body.
Yeah.
But no, they're portioned out a bit more reasonably. You know, it's the quality of food isn't based on the quantity. But no, we've got. I mean, I guess our most cliche, classic Canadian snack would be the poutine or poutine, if you want to say it like you're from the east side of Canada or west side.
Yummy.
I got that wrong. West side of Canada says wrong. West side says poutine. The snobby east side says poutine. But that's basically just French fries, gravy, and cheese, to really break it down.
Yum.
I had a buddy take me to Alfred, Ontario. Shout out Alfred, Ontario, for being home of the greatest poutine in Canada. They have the cheese made on a farm nearby that I guess is beyond anyone else's cheese-making capabilities. They cut the fries right, they cook them right, and they have that right mix of, you got to tier it, so you don't just put like your fries, your cheese, and your gravy. You got to do like stacks so that you got gravy and cheese all the way through. So those guys just all around know how to make a good poutine.
Poutine for sale.
Yeah, I know. We got beaver tails. We got all sorts of different. Yeah, we got snacks. We snack up here. We don't got much else to do, so the snacking really kind of takes. We got Smarties and Coffee Crisp. I know those get the Americans excited. They're very just like store bought. Like you get those at like the corner store. Because you can't get booze in the corner.
I have a memory. You're making me remember visiting my grandmother. She's no longer with us, but she always said everything in good measure. Shout out to my parents, by the way, and my family, my husband and my children, and all the listeners out there. You guys on the road, if you're driving, I hope everybody's doing really great, and that you know that you're amazing, and that Canada rocks. And really happy to be here with you today.
Yeah, and safety first if you're on the road. You know, keep your eyes ahead of you. The ears can be on us, but keep those eyes on the rear end of the car in front, and don't go past the speed.
So you're not into You're not into FSD, full self-driving vehicles. You're not going to drive a Tesla or have one drive you.
I'm going to have one drive to me, drive me. The idea of taking a nap on the road, you
can't take a nap. You have to have your eyes on the road, otherwise it'll shut off. It'll make you go back to driving.
I'll be the first one to figure the workaround to that. There's got to be. Can you just wear one of those, like, you know how people in poker games wear those glasses that have the googly eyes on the front?
I don't hear you.
How have you lost me? Oh no! Please tell me where.
Oh no! I've lost you.
No, you haven't. You haven't. I promise. I know what's going on.
Where are you?
Yeah, am I back yet? Have I got it back yet? Vessy, no, this isn't happening. No, we're not losing each other. I'm just gonna quickly play a song. I'm gonna plug something in, and we're gonna get this going. This is a song called "Salome" by an individual named Shadowfax Folk. Good friend of mine named Jeremy. He's fantastic. I highly recommend everyone listen to this song, then go check out the entire album. This song's named after his sister.
Just like an avalanche in May. She broke some hearts, she showed some hearts. The boys came back, but not the same. A couple steel workers from Darby told us all to stay away. But when there's fire, a man's a liar, especially once he's had a taste. Traveled far from bar to bar with city clients and cheap stains. But when she danced, I was interested and knew I had to stake my claim. For 10 long nights without the lights, she kept me mighty entertained. But then her jaw, a gaping maw, unhinged as if she was a snake. The life I'd known so well, a tired, broken shell. I thought I was prepared until until my soul was bare. I'd never known so much until I felt her touch. But now I must repay the temptress Salome. Be past as good, but I had lust among my traits. I could not win against my sin, and so I fell into this fate. I tried to fight without the light, and so we tumbled on the ground. I was overpowered, my soul devoured, at least my body's still around. So boys, you heed my tale, you'd better listen well. The market of the just is never paid with lust. You'll have to pay a toll, the price your precious soul. So you best turn away if you see Salome. She danced into our town just like a storm in late July. She had some heat, was oh so sweet, you know. She caught a couple eyes. A man of God from North Dakota told us all to turn and flee. But with those hips, those juicy lips, you know she don't quite bother me. The life I'd known so well, a tired, broken shell. I thought I was prepared until my soul was bare. I'd never known so much until I felt her touch. But now I must repay the temptress Salome. Oh, 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 oh,
For a portion of music and then
I am back. Thank you for enjoying that sweet song by Shadowfax. We have with us in studio, as I said before, Vessy Mink. So, Vessy, once again, does this confirm that the audio is working? Test, test. Vessy, are you there?
you sound so good,
Oh,
Bret.
you sound so good,
Yeah,
so-
I am here.
Yeah, huge relief. Okay. Yeah, this is already going so much better than last week. Not having technical issues is like one of my top 3 favorite reviews of the show. So
You handled it very well. I have to say you were like, you know, completely
audibly
professional,
maybe,
and
but I was sweating.
your guest was amazing. Shout out to her.
Jade the Babe. Shout out to Jade. She had a show at the Camion last week on October 4th, and I believe another one coming up on October, and I remember getting this wrong last week, but I believe it's October 10th at the Camion on, yeah, anyway, shout out to, and with her full band, Nox, not just on a, she's got 2 bands.
Oh my
Carolyn,
gosh.
she's got Nox,
Are you going to go to that?
and she plays solo.
I want to catch
I should
that.
go, shouldn't I? I'd be, yeah.
I need to get you both on Music Train. You need to be on my show.
Please, please. What's your show like? What is Music Train?
So Music Train is a weekly streaming show that airs on X, YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn, sometimes Instagram. And half the time it's live, half the time it's pre-recorded, depending on my guests. And I've had some of the most amazing guests on the show, including Hardistry, David Duran. I've had Robin Charles on the show. I've had just a plethora of people. We're in season 6. So the finale was supposed to be Violetta Zeroni, who we mentioned at the top of this show, but she's so busy. She is so busy right now, and she has her own show called No Ordinary Kind. And she was just actually on a flight from Dubai to Singapore called Redacted with 300 people for a crypto conference in air. And she spoke at Token 2024, which was incredible. And she was in Romania playing at a university where she was listening to just the top of the top tech brains, just hashing it out, you know, with AI and everything going on with music and cryptocurrency and all the things. quantum physics, quantum mechanics. I mean, she's really on the fringe, and I just can't wait to have her in. So I don't know who's going to be my season finale, but I am looking for the position to be filled. In fact, I prompted Grok, the X AI, when you subscribe to X Twitter, you get access to Grok. So I said, who should I have on, the music train with Vessy Mink for the season finale? Because I was like, who am I going to have? Who's Grok going to pick? And Grok picked Violetta. And then I had to share that, of course, which is funny.
Wow.
Because I've been talking about her nonstop.
Grok support. Oh, Grok just associates you with.
Totally.
You do talk about her nonstop. I'll be honest. Yeah.
She's been going at it like blockchain frenzy for years now, and she has an amazing team. I've gotten to know a little bit of her team a little bit more, and to be in her community, you have to, of course, have one of her music NFTs. So she really is amazing. She should be on your show.
I'll invite her.
To have her here.
No, she's obviously going to be one of the biggest names in in NFT music and just in music in general, really. She's
when she sings time,
how fast she's getting popular. Sorry, what are you saying? When she sings which one?
I was just gonna say, well, she works really hard. I don't know if she ever sleeps, but the thing is that when she sings, time stops. That's how it's so classic. She has a hold of the airwaves. I don't know how else to say it.
No, she does. She's captivating. She's so consistent. She puts out music. High quality music constantly. It's not like she's like some people are just they got their one hit and they go again and again and again with it. But no, she's reinventing herself. She's pioneering. Like there's no like format to this, right? When you're trying to make a name for yourself on the blockchain, there's no way to like, oh, look how it was done 5 years ago. We're all brand new, and it's all being like the trends are being set now, and it's amazing to watch her.
And she never gives up. She never gives up. She played Vibes Festival in Split, Croatia with Fondue, and Lassie was there as well performing, and with Maritza and Lord Butterfly. They have their own, blockchain hives, blockchain where Web3 musicians are basically vying to win every week the contest by submitting a song called Vibes Web3 Music Fest, and it's a contest. And so you can find out all about it on X, and you can find me at Vessy Mink, VESSYMINK on X, and find out all about what they're doing, because essentially, if you win the contest, or even if you get into the top 3, 4, you make cash, you make money, it's on the blockchain.
How much cash are we talking about here? We talking full Bitcoin?
I think I won $500, and so I got first place. Yeah, I got first place one time. That you split it with the platform, so that's totally fair. They really have a handle on how to do it, and I know that they're really excited to get more and more Web3 music artists. So if you guys are hearing the term Web3, what Bret and I are talking about is basically people who make music, art, whatever it is that you make on the blockchain, being Ethereum based, Polygon, but more importantly even now is Bitcoin inscriptions, which last forever. Of course, the how big the file is really matters. So she's got a really great team that's helping her. Violetta does, that's helping her like downsize and still have the audio quality be like upper, be great. You can't have like a full blown band, I don't think, and it stay at 530 kbs. You know what I mean?
No,
it really needs to be.
That off, eh? How does that work when you layer music together? Like, is it the file just gets bigger and bigger the more different components to the song, or what's the difference between a WAV and an MP3? What is an AAC? Vessy? How does music work? What are instruments? How does this?
Yeah. Oh God. Now I gotta start prompting.
Break it down. What was the first instrument?
Let me get out of this. I know that an MP4. An MP4, when NFTs started out, I wasn't knowing anything about them. I've only been around for about 3 years. I found out about NFTs when I became vibrato of the Funky Eye Puppets on Clubhouse. Did you know that I was a voiceover actor with the character being vibrato? I sang all my parts. Shout out to I Paint Creatures, you guys, one of the most amazing writers and directors, and an amazing wordsmith and haiku champion. They used to be like duking it out on Clubhouse with haiku champions. Do you guys do that here?
I didn't know you could be a champion of haikus. No, I thought that was more just like an individual freestyle. There's competitive haikuing?
Yeah, there is.
And then
yeah.
Because I always thought of poetry as something you write once you've failed at something and you need to get those emotions out.
I suppose there's varying degrees to every sort of everything that there ever was, Bret.
Okay, because in my mind I'm picturing like an underground like 8 Mile Eminem freestyle battle, but instead of freestyling rap beats, they're just going at each other with 5.75s and
yes, you need to.
way
I think
quicker.
Creatures needs to get on the show too.
They'd have that contest wrapped up in like 10 minutes. How many competitors? And how many?
You know,
haikus do you get
there were anywhere from like 3 to 10. Depending. He came to Chicago to do a haiku champion or a rap battle. Speaking of Chicago, there's an amazing thing happening for people who are new to crypto culture and all that. Crypto 101, crypto culture with Mary Beth Alanis from Cabaret on Chain. She's going to have an event where she's speaking at UIC at the University of Chicago. So I'm going to be headed there on the 23rd of October. It's a free event, so that should be super fun. And yeah, I think that maybe it's time for a song. What do you think?
I was just looking at the clock, and yes, you're right on schedule.
All right, well, this one's called Not Wasted Anymore, Bret. And
The floor is yours.
comes from the perspective. Yeah, it comes from the perspective. Thank you. It comes from the perspective of someone who used to be entangled with someone that was not healthy for them. And maybe they weren't healthy either. When I saw him, I turned and walked away, but he found me. This is what he said: come with me, girl. I should have never let you leave my side. You're the real thing. It's no use to run and hide. I want you. I need you. I'm no good girl without you. I want you. I need you. You're the reason that I'm not wasted anymore. Oh, I'm not wasted anymore. Oh, I'm not wasted. It's so dishonest, the world you're living in. Kamikaze, crash and burn, divine wind, paparazzi, painting pictures of your scent. Just 'cause you want me doesn't mean you're gonna win, but I want you. I need you. I'm no good girl without you. I want you. I need you. You're the reason that I'm not wasted anymore. Oh, oh, I'm not wasted anymore. Oh, oh, I'm not wasted. Oh, oh, I'm not wasted anymore. Oh, oh, I'm not wasted. Oh, I'm not wasted anymore. Oh, I'm not wasted. Oh, oh, I'm not wasted anymore. Oh, oh, I'm not wasted. Not wasted anymore.
Well, that was absolutely beautiful, Vessy, and I'm very happy to report that the audio on both your vocals and your guitar were coming through perfectly evenly, and there was no reason for you to go back and check to make sure that sounded good. It did. It wasn't an a cappella version. It was the full-fledged, exactly how you wanted it song. Not Wasted, Vessy, Not Wasted Anymore by Vessy Mink, here live at Cfbx 92.5.
Okay. I feel like I've got to confess something right here,
that?
Bret. I've got to confess something. Okay, so I try not to get all like into, Hollywood gossip and, entertainment and who's doing what to who. But just a few years back, there was some major drama going on. Surprise, surprise. Say what?
At the Diddy parties. You were at a Diddy party. Is this?
No, certainly not. Certainly not.
Sorry. I totally misdirected where that.
This specifically is regarding being a mom who left the music industry, who left LA, me, and came back to Chicago to get married and start a family, and then is listening and reading about some major crazy Hollywood strangeness. I'm not going to say exactly what happened, but the perspective that this song was written, what do you do? How do you unpack all that? There's so much media out there that could pull you in any which way direction. And I guess the most important thing is to stay grounded in what it is that you know. And if you're able to write a song, for God's sakes, to get you through stuff where you have questions just about the sanity of the world that you're living in, please do so. And if you need help, let me know. Bret, do you write songs?
I've written one song, yeah.
Which song have you written?
It's a song called "The Little Guy." It's actually a campaign to save. It's a campaign to save lives.
Well, tell me more. I didn't know this.
Oh, you didn't know this? Well, I see a lot of people in the world with their humanitarian efforts and their charities and their attempts to make things better, and a lot of people out there trying to save lives. That's a big one, right?
You may have shared this with me before,
lives.
But it has been a while since we spoke. Sorry to interrupt you, but you may have shared this before. Please continue. Tell me more.
Well, okay. Don't call me out on sharing. I mean, I'm sure you've shared your songs more than once, haven't you? Are you not meant to share these things over and over and over again? That's how you get campaigns to catch on. That's how you become the winner of the world.
The little guy. I just really love that because that's the underdog. That's who I'm for.
Exactly.
I'm for the little.
Exactly.
That's
where this came from, and my logic behind it was not like, how do I save high quality, important, significant lives? How do I save an extremely high quantity of lives? How do I save as many lives as possible? And so I wrote "The Little Guy" as a campaign to get individuals in the world to stop eating shrimp, because if you think about it, the more shrimp, like how many shrimp are involved with any particular meal that they're included in, quite a few, right? Like there's, I'd say, like 6 or 7 on a shrimp cocktail. If you're going shrimp salad, you're upwards of like 20, 30 on a generous one. Shrimp rings, nearly 100. So sure, trying to save human lives maybe has a bigger social impact, but if you're looking for like just putting up stats, right, like big numbers, like how many lives have you saved? I'd say I'm in the millions, because I've convinced at least a handful of people to at least drop them every once in a while, and that is going to add up pretty quickly. Projected millions, not millions to date, like over the course of time, and especially once this song really becomes a global hit. It's the idea. That's the idea here, is that the more and more you can get people to stop eating shrimp, really is going to raise those numbers on how many lives you've saved.
And if you think about also just, veganism and how much, the farm industry, the big guys, it's actually a really sad reality, but meat eaters will not ever quit eating meat because they talk about how so it's difficult to. But what inspired you to start
back
this?
To like, how many meat eaters are fed with one cow? It's not about. I'm not really pushing the vegan or vegetarian lifestyle. I'm just saying, specifically shrimp is, if you can just cut down on that a little bit, it's really going to make a huge on the actual death toll, like on the actual count, like that little ticker in hell where you just see the numbers rising on, okay, another life. And assuming that's across the board with all living species, not just humans. But I'm saying like shrimp are like big numbers, lots and lots of shrimp going into these things. And if you can scale that back a bit, you're really going to have a big advantage when it comes to flexing and gloating about how much good you've done in the world.
Well, extinctionism, we don't want any species to go extinct, but are they on the endangered? Is shrimp, I never thought about that.
No, they multiply really quick. It'd be nearly impossible. It'd be like trying to make ants extinct. Like, it's not going to happen.
So when did you stop eating shrimp?
I still enjoy them. It's more of a projected.
Come on, bro.
Yeah. I feel like probably justify eating extra shrimp just knowing how many I've saved.
There we go. You guys are hearing it live right now. I want to hear the song.
You want to hear the song?
Yeah, I want to hear you sing the song to me now. Could you do it? Should we do it together? We should write it.
It's written. It's already written. And I had a guy named Tall Mark perform it. It's on the EP by my band Cat Slippin' Birds. It's the title. It's the not the title track, but I'd say it's probably the biggest hit I've got. It's got almost. I want to hear it. Views. You do?
Can you play it on the show today? Like, can you play the track on the show?
Heck yeah, I can. Of course. Let me just cue it right up right now. First, I'm going to play a little ad for another show on the station. Then I'm going to play a little PSA for something out there in the world. Then I'll play it for you here now today. Why not?
Tune in to Hello, I'm Indie on CFBX every Thursday night from 8 to 9 p.m. to hear the best indie-like, and independent music releases. Get a bird's eye view of the best trending indie artists in the indie music world and stay up to date on the latest tour, music, and album news and local events and concerts happening in and around Kamloops. Hello, I'm Indie, Thursdays at 8. Don't be late.
Doc Charles is back to have some fun. It's Thursday night and time for Highway 61. The Blues with Doc Charles, 7 o'clock every Thursday night on 92.5 The X, campus and community radio in Kamloops. Oh yeah.
Hey there, this is Jimmy Jazz. My show Jazz Notes airs from 2 to 4 p.m. Pacific Time on Cfbx FM at 92.5 The X in Kamloops, BC, and online at thex.ca. I hope you can tune in on Wednesday afternoon from 2 to 4 p.m. for your jazz fix.
Show.
Would you guys be willing to make a change that could save a life? What about a change that could save thousands of lives? Do you guys have a moment to talk about the shrimp industry? You guys know one mouthful can cost 20 lives? I wish we all had shrimp allergies. Do you guys have a moment to talk about the shrimp industry? Later? Okay, I'll catch you on the way back. We only need 4 hours to shoot this, so we can get you the hospital after.
This one's for the little guy. Look into their little eyes. Listen to their little cry. They die, they don't know why.
When I say shrimp, what kind of thoughts come to your guys' mind?
Protein.
Protein?
Yeah, protein.
How about suffering? Did you guys know up to 5 shrimp die every time a shrimp cocktail is served? Would you be willing to just promise that you'll never eat another shrimp for the rest of your life?
Can't do things like that.
Excuse me, do you have a moment to talk about the shrimp industry? Are you willing to make a promise that you would never eat another sticky honey garlic butter shrimp?
No.
Every time you order a shrimp ring, that's 24 to 36 lives. I'm trying to see if we can change some attitudes and change some habits and maybe get some people to stop eating shrimp. Thank God he's home.
This one's for the little guy. Look into their little eyes. Listen to their little cry.
So I think I could.
Yeah? Would you be willing?
I vow to never eat another shrimp.
They don't.
Alright, about to never eat another shrimp during Christmas.
Thank you so much.
Think about these little guys. Everyone needs to realize the supply so low, demand so high. Each time they cry, don't pretend it's
cocktail,
The cereal.
where it's obviously on top.
This one's for the little guy. Look into their little eyes. Listen to their little cries. They die, they don't know why. This one's for the little guy. Look into their little eyes. Listen to their little cries. They die, they don't know why. They're just so little guys. They're just so little.
And there you have The Little Guy by Cat Slippin' Birds, a band I have personally got a lot of vested interest in because, I created it and I profit off every sale. So there it is, available on the Tezos blockchain for cryptocurrencies, which, I've desperately been trying to get everyone to understand how to do. Vessy, how many sales have you made on the blockchain? And also, would you like to give me any compliments about my music?
Yeah, I was going to say I loved it. And I think have heard it before. I'm pretty sure I have because it was familiar. It's so beautiful, Jolliffe. How do you say your last name? Bret, I was going to call you by that.
I've never been able to pronounce it. I stare at it blankly all the time. I have no idea.
I was going to call you Jolliffe for your name.
That sounds great.
Bret J, that was beautiful. This
Thank
one's
you.
for the little guys. I need to cover that and
Please
send
do.
it to you.
Please do.
Oh my God, I would really
rights
love
are yours.
to.
A Vessy
As
Mink
far
cover,
as how many,
giving me that
and we
Vessy
could raise
Mink
money
bump.
with it, Yeah, we could. Say again?
That Vessy Mink bump, that's like a big deal in the music industry. It's going to do wonders for my career.
It is?
I think so.
Oh,
Vessy
I
Mink approved?
you're very sweet to say that. I don't know if I don't know if I think that way about, but all I know is that you would have the rights to raise, whatever you needed to. I wouldn't ask for anything. I'll cover it, and it's yours to do your thing with.
Well, those are the
To
only
make
kind of
people more.
things
You made me more aware for sure, because and I don't eat shrimp often. Very, 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 very rare that I would eat shrimp or any seafood, actually.
Well, I bet that number is going to go down even more. I bet next time you see one, you're going to have a little bit of a
I'm probably not going to
just
actually
that tiny little
have any.
shrimp-sized heartache.
This one's for the little guys. I loved it. I wanted to tell you, wanted to pivot to AI-tainment. Have you seen my show, AI-tainment, yet?
No, tell me about it.
So it's also a streaming show. First off, I want to just give a shout out to my partner, BK Han out of Singapore, he's my NFT mentor, and we met during the Funky Eye Puppets voice acting on Clubhouse and whatnot, and he's the first person that mentioned MetaMask and all that jazz. Although I have to give a tip of the hat to Naomi Campbell, supermodel, because she was in United Artists spaces with hundreds of people in there. One of my first times on Clubhouse, she was talking about owning your NFT and making sure when you sign a contract or an agreement that you make sure that you say, a clause in there that you own your digital asset. A non-fungible token is what an NFT is. And for the people that are listening, you might have heard lots about scams. Many people have been scammed. It's true. There's a lot of truth there. But to learn how to actually create your own digital assets, and to even, let's say you were going to mint, and I'm going to say mint, which is actually creating a receipt for, let's say, your family tree, and you put it on the blockchain, and you used a blockchain like Ethereum. You were on OpenSea.io, which is, or used to be, the biggest NFT marketplace. And you were able to create your family tree digital representation of it, or 1,000 editions of it, and send it to all your family members. And they're able to hold it in their digital wallet, which is basically, represented by a string of numbers. And the point of it all, though, I think, is that AI-tainment is our second, so it's Music Train Presents AI-tainment, and that's all about the people on the cutting edge of AI, and we are going to have our season 2 launching on the 20th of October, and it on X, YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn. And Robert Scoble, I don't know if you've heard of Robert Scoble, but I'd love to just read a little bit of a promo for him, because he's like his mother in Silicon Valley was making the motherboards for the Apple computer, which is crazy. That's just nuts to me. Shout out to Adrian Dittman also on X Spaces, where I got a chance to meet Robert and so many other amazing people. People think he sounds like Elon, and he's got, like, I don't know, 130,000 people following him. Not because of that, but because he's actually very brilliant, and he loves SpaceX and Tesla, and you know, he
like, when you say he sounds like Elon, do you mean force. Like same dialect, or like? Well, he really actually just gets hyped up about rockets and.
Well, he gets hyped up about talking about what matters and kind of invigorating people to get off of their. If I was going to say what he's done for me is just, he's very inspiring. Yes, he's very excited about rockets and all that, but it's not his daily spaces, live spaces called The Conversation, which could last anywhere from like 2 to 8 hours, maybe even longer. You know, they talk about everything there. But he also plays Diablo live on his PS5 or whatever,
been
PS4.
So excited about tomorrow. Did you know that tomorrow there's a huge Diablo update coming? I've never played the game in my life, and yet I know more about this update. They've nuked the barbarians. They're not as strong anymore. The sorcerers are now the strongest character. And there's a next step in the journey of whatever the story is, and something, I don't know, some other stuff. But it's a new season starting tomorrow for all the Diablo lovers out there.
That's amazing. I kind of want to play now. I mean, I have, the other day I went into a space, he was still playing live. It was like early morning, and I went in, and it's kind of a chance for people who subscribe. You know, if you pay $1 a month, you can subscribe to his channel, and that actually is like helping out the people that put out content. And, you know, they talk to you as they're doing whatever it is that they're doing, and it's really unifying. But I think it was a game my husband loves, actually, Diablo. I think that I just remember, you know, originally it started as a you know, a CD that you put into your computer, and that's how you play. But now people can play together all over the world, which is incredible.
Just love to hear about people playing with each other. It's, you know, all these wars, all this sadness, all these fights, and then there's people just playing games together. You know, they need more time in the spotlight.
Let's talk about AI-tainment. So the 20th. Okay. So I've got Robert Scoble. So I was just going to read his bio here. Okay, ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Ready, guys? So Siri, and he has his own show, and it's called Unaligned. Okay, so here we go. Let me tell you a little bit about Robert, who's going to be our first guest for season 2 of AI-tainment on October 20th. So Siri was launched in his home. That was the first consumer app that had AI inside of it. He's launched hundreds of companies in his career. Elon Musk gave him his first ride in the first Tesla. Mercedes-Benz gave him its first ride in its autonomous vehicle. In his career, he's written 6 books that properly predicted decade-long changes in the tech industry. Qualcomm's head of augmented and virtual reality wrote one of those. The Infinite Retina was a must-read. That all started when he was a strategist at Microsoft Corporation, during which The Economist magazine wrote that he had humanized Microsoft. I really love that part. Since then, he is the only human to completely map out the AI industry on X.com, and you can find him at x.com/Scobalizer. That's SCOB as in boy, LEIZER /lists, and is followed by the most list of influencers in the AI industry. He continues to be the first to launch interesting AI and robotics companies. So he has the ear of industry leaders, including Elon Musk, Mark Benioff, and many others who follow him on X, where he is the only human to follow 70,000 people in the AI space, and tells his followers what he is seeing happen in the AI space in real time. And I've heard many times him doing so. So now Scoble is doing a weekly video show where we see a new AI company and entrepreneur each week. It's a great place for any company to be seen by many. And his strength is that he's interviewed thousands of entrepreneurs and is following more than 9,000 on X alone, with thousands of other connections on LinkedIn. This gives him the ability to see things other people don't, and his insights are followed by 500,000 people on X. He shares those insights in a weekly newsletter done with Irina Cronin. They wrote a book together, and also coming soon as a separate video series, he's going to be sharing insights about what's happening today in the AI industry. And then real quick, I just really want to give him this shout out because he's so amazing. So 2024 firsts, Robert Scoble, big up to you. First to interview Rabbit's CEO who owned CES. That's an unaligned client for him. First to reveal Electric Sheep's new robot. First to reveal K-Scale's new robot. Cortical Labs' human neurons used as computer, new chip architecture. He revealed Lumafield's AI-driven CAT scan machine for manufacturing lines. He's the first patient to use and reveal AI and mental health therapy with Palo Alto Clinic. He's the first to reveal brain-computer interface company Intercosmos, and also to use the term Metaverse 2.0 to denote a major new wave of spatial computing. He's the first to reveal Intercosmos, a brain-computer interface company, and of course to completely map out AI industry on X.com, including 4,000 AI companies and thousands of entrepreneurs, groups, media outlets, and investors, influencers, and more. So anyway, yeah, I'm all about Robert.
Sounds like it, yeah. You love
plugging
this guy.
people here.
I was going to say,
you're plugging me.
You're right. You want to hype up Vessy Mink, and all we've done is, go through your favorites of the rest of the world, and which is great because I think it makes you look good because obviously you are. You're a good endorsement.
Now I have to shout out my mom and Woman Made Gallery.
Please.
She started a gallery in 1992. So my mom is my hero, so is my dad. My parents my father escaped Bulgaria in the late 60s. And my mother is a German, Russian, Swedish, and French woman who basically went back to college after having 5 children. She started as her senior thesis a pop-up art gallery called Woman Made, and you can go check it out, womanmade.org. That's WOMAN.org. And they just had their yearly auction, of course, representing women in the art world. At the time when they had this art gallery pop-up, which was only supposed to be for about a month, Bret, people were like, no, you must go on. So she was selling bagels and coffee every morning, very early to the train commuters, like we're talking 3:30, 4 a.m. And she built a huge following. She directed the gallery for 22 years. It's a non-for-profit. They're amazing. So I come from that. And my dad, he says 99.9% of people die with their dreams. And I was like, no, Dad, no. His dream was to be an opera singer, and he very well could have been. And of course, there was a guitar in the house, and we were playing music from an early age on. And my sister invited me to be in her band after many years of sitting there doting on her, playing her beautiful songs on his guitar and writing music. She invited me to be in her band called Just Blame Eve. And I actually have a song here from the record that we did together. It was a 5-song EP. So shout out to Just Blame Eve. I'd love to play it for you.
I would love to hear it.
Okay. Now this comes from, the thought of if she didn't share the apple. Okay. So just imagine.
Imagining.
Let's make a film.
Okay. And make sure you hold the microphone close to your guitar.
Yeah. If I were Eve, I would have eaten that apple by myself. Would have seen he'd get in much bigger trouble by himself. I were Eve. If I were Eve. If I were Eve, things just wouldn't be the same. If I were Eve, I would have laid my body down upon your grave. Crucify me, and I know you would be saved. If I were Eve, if I were Eve, if I were Eve, things just wouldn't be the same. No, Bret, they wouldn't be the same. We'll end end it there because we're getting into like a rock opera now. I don't know what happened, but the song took a different shape than the original. Shout out to my sister Ansha. Yeah, that's called If I Were Eve.
It's a beautiful song. It's been a beautiful conversation. It sounds like you have a beautiful family. If I Were Eve. And now, Vessy, what's your release schedule like? Do you have any songs, any albums, anything coming out in the future that people should keep an eye out for?
Yeah, so I just released 1 Million Miles, which is actually a song that my sister wrote a couple months ago. So that's my latest release. As far as a new record coming out, I'm thinking of releasing, I've got a series of concerts that I've been doing through Music Train, and that airs on Sundays at 8 p.m. Eastern. So they're pretty much a pop-up series of concerts. So the first series was love songs, all original that I've written. Then the second series was children's songs. So that was an original set as well. And then my third set, which was yesterday, was all rock. So I'm thinking I want to release the rock album, which has, you know, songs like Rotten Girls from my band, The Pon, P-O-N, which was like a labor of love letter kind of record that these 9 songs each wrote themselves ultimately. They just needed to be written. It was a very emotional record that I put out. In one day, I wrote all the songs, and I released the record. And I think that's one of the coolest things that anybody could do. Even if they're not perfect, I don't care. I wanted to get the message out about how important it is to stay in touch with people that you care about. And so my way of doing that was to write this record. And I sent the link to the person, and I hope they heard it. As far as releases go, you never know, because if I have the idea to release something, I've got over 1,000 songs, and I have maybe like 70 have been released, and maybe half of them, maybe 3/4 have actually been recorded in my studio. I use Pro Tools LE, which is a really old version of Pro Tools. So we're about to actually upgrade here. My husband plays drums. We've got an organ here. We've got like a harp and a bass and electric guitars and all sorts of stuff. But drums, the thing is that getting with technology, it's a little bit, because I'm used to how I have my setup here. So with regards to releases, hopefully as many as I can get out there. Most recently, I was signing to Nashville Howling Music, which is a sync licensing house. And I recently started a partnership with one of the owners there, and we're working on songs with a 60s vibe. And they signed a song called The Kiss, which they asked me to write. And I don't normally give away my publishing for songs, but I did for that one. And I actually gave my publishing away for another song called The Lads, which is actually a beautiful NFT project headed by Andrew Prater in the Sheba Sequoia Forest. And what they're doing there is, and actually they just had their festival in North Carolina, in Charlottesville, called Sheba Fest. And usually they're in Muskegon, Michigan, which is just a few hours from my house here. And last year, Violetta actually played there. Nessie the Rilla played there. Fondue played there. All sorts of amazing musicians. And they had these Sequoia dendron giganteum trees, which are actually the largest trees in the world. They're not the tallest, but they're the largest. And there's a group called Archangel that helps clone these trees, and so Andrew is involved greatly with that, and he asked me to write a song called The Lads, which is the name of the project, and it's all about legacy, all about having rolling trees throughout, the world that can't be touched, that are beautiful, and that are attached to people's names, specifically musicians. So Violetta has a tree named after her because she played the festival last year, and, all sorts of different names, because in the recloning of them, you have to rename them because the scientific names are attached to the originals, if that makes sense. So yeah, shout out to the Sheba Sequoia Forest. If anybody has any questions about that or how to get involved, they are always looking for amazing people to jump on board. Bret, I'm talking your ear off. I don't know. Are your ears okay?
They're not. We got to go. Show's over. Thanks for coming, Vessy. It was fantastic to have you. I look forward to having you back. Take care, okay? Bye-bye.
Thank you, you too. Bye.
Cheers.